Hey everybody, it's Neil from The Verge. I have it. I have an iPhone 10. Here it is. It's in this box. I actually just got it this morning. I took a meeting with Apple this morning. They're being pretty weird about it. They're only giving us 24 hours before we can post our first reviews. So I'm going to play with it right now, and then I really want your questions, and we're going to publish a much longer review and answer all those questions. So here it is. I've got it out of the box. It's starting up. The box is an iPhone box, if you've ever seen one. Power cable, lightning headphones, no headphone jack here, lightning cable. I'm not going to take that all apart. Pretty standard stuff. The iPhone actually supports quick charging now, but they still give you the slow charger in the box. I don't know if you can see this. I've already set up for face unlock. I just looked at it and it unlocked. That's it. That's the whole. That's the main big thing with the new phone is that there's no more home button and there's no more fingerprint sensor anywhere on the phone. You just look at it and it unlocks. Look at that. The other thing you should know, obviously, is that there's a notch on the top. That's where the true depth camera system is located. So you've got a camera, you've got an IR sensor, you've got a flood illuminator. It's basically a tiny little Kinect, if you're familiar with the first Xbox Kinect. It shoots an array of dots at your face, and then it looks at those dots. It captures the data from your face. It doesn't actually capture a picture of your face. It captures the depth information of your face, and it stores it. And if you grow like a beard over time, it will sense that your face is changing over time. And by the end of it, when you have a really long beard, it'll actually still unlock your phone, which is pretty crazy. So let's talk about the hardware of this phone real quick. It's kind of a combination of the 8 and the 8 Plus with this screen. So it's got this 5.8-inch OLED display. The display looks really nice. I know there's a lot of questions about OLED display quality lately. It, to me, looks really nice. There's some ever so minor color shift issues, but I don't think you'll notice it. That 5.8-inch display actually acts more like the iPhone 8 display, the smaller display, than the iPhone 8 Plus, the 5.5-inch display. And that's because you do have all of this area over here that you can't use for apps, and all this area at the bottom where the home screen stuff is. So in practice, it feels much more like the smaller iPhone 8 display with a much taller sort of area for all the status stuff. It's not quite the iPhone 8 Plus display. Like when I open Safari here and put it in landscape, you don't get tabs. All the cool stuff that the bigger iPhone 8 Plus display can do, you won't actually see on this one, even though it's physically bigger than the old display. Because there's no home button, there's a bunch of new gestures. Actually using an iPhone is different for the first time in a long time. Here I'm in The Verge. If I want to go home, you actually just swipe up. If I open that app and I want to switch apps, you swipe up and hold, and then you get a list of the apps here. You probably have seen this video floating around on the internet. If you want to switch, you can just like slide your thumb along, which is kind of cool. And the control center is no longer at the bottom, which is where it's been in iOS for a long time. It's actually now in the top right. So you swipe down from the top right to get to the control center, and you swipe down from here to get to your notifications. So a really different way of using the phone than you're probably used to. And my muscle memory, I've only had it for a few hours, hasn't really caught up to it. It's still pretty, I'm still looking for buttons that aren't there, but I think that's just going to take a couple days to get used to. On the back, you've got two cameras. Again, I keep saying it's like a combination of the 8 and the 8 Plus, so it feels much like the 8 in your hand, but it's got two cameras like the 8 Plus in the back. The big upgrade here is that both of these cameras, both the telephoto and the wide lens, are optically stabilized, which Apple particularly saying is going to help the video. On the front, because it has the TrueDepth system and it can detect depth, you can now take portrait mode selfies with the front camera, which is pretty cool. So let's try that now. So I'm going to flip this guy around. I'm going to put it in portrait mode. Oh, great. That looks great. Okay, so here's this photo. And I just hit edit, and I can slip through all the portrait mode stuff that you can normally. That's great. That's my new headshot. The other big feature of the TrueDepth camera is Animojis, which are animated emojis. You basically look at the camera on the front, it animates a cartoon. It's really fun, actually. So here's, I'm going to text my friend Joanna Stern of the Wall Street Journal. Let's see, let's send the Panda Bear. Hit record. Hey Joanna, I'm a Panda Bear now. I think this is the truest indication of myself. Here's a big smile. And now I'm sending this to you.
Joanna,
oh.
I'm a Panda Bear now.
Hey, you ran out of time.
I think this is the truest indication of myself. There's a big smile.
Okay, I'm gonna send it. So that is our first really quick look at the iPhone 10. It's got a really nice screen. We're going to be testing it. It's got pretty good cameras. It's got animojis. Face ID seems to work, but we're going to dive into it. Keep watching The Verge.